Hello everyone, good morning to all. Welcome to biology class. So we are discussing about the animal tissues. We completed this muscle tissue and also epithelial tissue. Next we are going to study about the connective tissues. From the word connective, it's clear that it is for connection. It can make connection between the different body parts or different body organs. So when we are taking the structure of this connective tissue, we can see it is a composite tissue. Composite tissue means it consists of more than one number of this cells, like that for complex tissue in plants. So this composite tissue which has the following important parts. One is the major part of this composite tissue, that is a matrix. Matrix is a basic ground tissue or ground part which may be jelly-like, fluid or solid. The matrix can decide the nature and function of the tissue. Matrix can decide the nature and function of the tissue. Then inside the matrix we can see the cells. Inside the matrix the other two components are suspended. So three main components are there. The main part, the basic part, that is the matrix. That is the basic ground tissue. Inside this matrix the other things are suspended. What are the other things? First one is the cell. It is the living part and it is loosely scattered. അവിടെ എവിടെയായിട്ട് ഇങ്ങനെ ചെതറിക്കിടക്കും. മാട്രിക്സിൽ ചെതറിക്കിടക്കുന്ന ഭാഗമാണ് എന്ത്? സെൽ. The next part is the fibers. These are the thread-like structures. ചെറിയ നാര് പോലെയുള്ള സ്ട്രക്ചേഴ്സ് that we can see suspended inside in the matrix. Just connect this complex connective tissue or compare this connective tissue with our semia payasam. So what are the three main ingredients of the semia payasam? One is the milk. So this milk and water suspension that we can compare with the matrix. Then inside in the this we can see the round bodies. Round small bodies are the commonly we are calling chavuri. So this we can consider or compare to the cells, and in between the cells what we can see the semia that we can compare with the fibers. Like these three main components are there for our connective tissue. So based on the type of the matrix, we can classify the connective tissue into three main categories. They are the connective tissue proper, supportive connective tissue and fluid connective tissue. Connective tissue proper, supportive connective tissue and fluid connective tissue. So when we are taking the first one, connective tissue proper, we can see again it is divided into two, whether the matrix is loose or dense. Here the matrix is a semi-solid one. Here the matrix is a soft one. Not a semi-solid one but a soft one. The matrix is a soft one. Some is so highly concentrated, and in some cases we can see it is somewhat loosely arranged. So again it is classified, the connective tissue proper, that is again classified into two, whether it is loose or dense. So in case of our body, human body, we can see two connective tissues are there with the loose matrix. They are the areolar connective tissue and adipose connective tissue. The other two one with the dense matrix, they are the tendons and ligaments. So we can study what are these four types of connective tissue in our body. So these four types of connective tissue, they are the connective tissues with the soft matrix. Okay, areolar connective tissue, adipose connective tissue, then tendons and ligaments are the four connective tissue proper. So areolar connective tissue, it is a basic connective tissue found between the skin and muscles. Where we can see the areolar connective tissue between the skin and muscles, the connection between the skin and muscle, and also around the blood vessels and inside in the bone marrow. Around the blood vessel we can see this areolar connective tissue. Inside in the bone marrow, bone marrow means the space, the hollow space inside in the bone is occupied by some blood vessels and cells. This is called bone marrow. The packaging tissue or the space in between this bone marrow, that is filled by this areolar connective tissue. So it can pack, it acts as a packaging tissue inside in the organs like this bone marrow. So what are the three main locations of this areolar connective tissue? Found between the skin and muscles, around the blood vessels, and inside in the bone marrow. The second one is the adipose connective tissue. It is a modified form of areolar connective tissue found below the skin. Another form of areolar connective tissue found below the skin in the dermis region, and also around the kidney we can see, and around the eyeball. കണ്ണിൻ്റെ ആ ഒരു ബോൾ പോലുള്ള ഭാഗം ഉണ്ടല്ലോ, around this eyeball also we can see this areolar connective tissue. What is the difference? Only one difference is there between this areolar connective tissue and adipose tissue. Do you know what is it? In case of adipose tissue, we can see fat storing cells. Fat storing cells. So it can store fat and act as an insulator. Okay, it can store fat and also acts as an insulator. That is the only one difference. So what is the location of adipose tissue? It is present in between the below the skin in the dermis region, around the kidney and eyeballs. So areolar tissue and adipose tissue are the two connective tissue proper with loose matrix. Then tendons and ligaments are the two connective tissues with a dense matrix. So where we can see the ligaments, ligaments can join bone to bone at the joints. നമ്മുടെ ജോയിൻസിൽ രണ്ട് ബോൺസിനെ തമ്മിൽ കണക്ട് ചെയ്ത് ചരട് പോലെയുള്ളൊരു സംഭവമാണ് എന്ത്, ലിഗമെൻറ്റ്. ലിഗമെൻറ്റ് ക്യാൻ കണക്ട് ദ ജോയിൻ ബോൺ ടു ബോൺ അറ്റ് ദ ജോയിൻസ്. ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ഹൈലി ഇലാസ്റ്റിക് വിത്ത് കൺസിഡറബിൾ സ്ട്രെങ്ത്. നല്ല ഇലാസ്റ്റിക് ആണ്. ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് വൈ വി ക്യാൻ മൂവ്. ഇലാസ്റ്റിക് മീൻസ് സ്ട്രെച്ചിങ് കപ്പാസിറ്റി ഇസ് ദർ. ഓക്കെ. Then the tendons can connect bone to muscle. ഒരു ബോൺ ഒരു മസിലുമായിട്ട് കണക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഭാഗം. When we are taking the example of our hand, legs, etc., we can see strong muscles are there. These muscles are connected towards the bone by means of another this strand. ചരട് പോലെയുള്ള വേറൊരു ഭാഗം, അതാണ് എന്ത്, tendons. Tendons can connect bone to muscle. Ligaments can connect bone to bone. Okay, tendons are also highly strong, but it is not elastic like that of this ligaments. Okay, so these are the main difference between this tendons and ligaments, and these are the two connective tissues with the dense matrix. Okay, that's all about this. Then the remaining two connective tissues, that is supportive connective tissue and fluid connective tissue, that we will discuss in the next class. Okay.